How will robots replace humans in 90% of jobs? The future is already here, and robots are rapidly taking over.
Hey friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, we'll be talking about artificial intelligence is no longer just a tool, it's becoming a force that's ruining people's lives in ways we couldn't have imagined just a decade ago. We were promised convenience, innovation, and progress, and while AI has indeed brought those things, it's also created a world where humans are slowly being pushed to the sidelines. From replacing jobs to manipulating our thoughts, AI is quietly rapidly changing how we live, work, and think, and not always for the better. So I put the videos together so that you watch and learn. I'll be back share my true sense.
How will robots replace humans in 90% of jobs? The future is already here, and robots are rapidly taking over jobs. Automation will affect almost every industry, making many professions obsolete. Routine jobs will disappear first. Cashiers are being replaced by self-checkout machines, and delivery robots are taking over courier services. In factories, robots assemble products faster and more accurately than humans. Next is the service industry. In Japan, hotel receptionists have been replaced by AI. In restaurants, robots take orders and serve food. Even in medicine, robotic surgeons perform operations with incredible precision. But the most surprising part? Robots may even replace creative professionals. AI is already writing articles, composing music, and creating artwork. However, some jobs will remain, those requiring human empathy, critical thinking, and creativity. While robots can't fully replace humans yet, we might be heading toward a future where machines handle 90% of all work. What do you think? Would you want to live in a world like—
What jobs are, as of right now today, being taken by artificial intelligence? According to Business Insider, the top 10 are as follows: market researchers, teachers, finance jobs, traders, graphic designers, accountants, customer service agents, journalists, paralegals, coders. None of those have to do with construction, and there's a reason why. The thing with all of those jobs basically tie you to a desk. So artificial intelligence is currently suited to remove jobs from people that are tied to a desk. The more you sit down, the less you move your feet, the more likely AI is going to take your job. That is not construction. Even for construction managers, we have to be on our feet. There is a tremendous amount of nuance in the field, whether it's a new build or renovation. The fact of the matter is that AI is just not there right now. When you look at some of those careers that I mentioned previously, and you look at the top majors at all of these colleges on our student loan and budget calculator online, AI is taking all of those majors.
I'm starting to think that the job market is crashing on purpose, and these jobs are fake job listings. Like, there's not actually a job to go to, and I think the reason why this is happening is because of AI. Absolutely 100%. I feel like these companies are integrating AI into all of their systems, and so they're not really trying to have humans work for their company anymore, because if you can get the work done for free by a robot, why pay a fucking human being? But they have to make it look like they're still employing human beings, obviously. So they're putting out these job listings that you're never going to get a call back for. You're going to do a bunch of interviews and you're still not going to get the job, because they have to make it look like they're still using humans for the workforce, even though they're integrating slowly into using AI to run their systems on the back end. You know what I mean? Like, I genuinely think that this job market crash is basically due to AI, and AI becoming more and more prevalent in these corporations and these companies. Like, they're just not trying to actually hire people to do the work because they can cut costs that way. I really do think that's true. Like, I can really see the job market crashing and no one being able to get a job because there's actually not a job to go to. These job listings are fake. They have AI that they're training to take the jobs. And that's why they're putting out these little job offerings like, oh yeah, we still have these openings, when they really don't. But they're going to make it look like they do. You know what I mean?
So not only is AI making you stupid, disrupting the labor market, but it's also contributing to the climate collapse, and you guys are still rooting for it in the name of convenience. This is why I say fear or hate or disdain for something is not enough. We need resistance. From the time AI started getting popular, I decided to take a definitive stance against it, even if that means it takes me hours to do something that it'll take other people 2 minutes. Because everybody has been accepting it into their day-to-day lives, there's been a complete switch. Labor, effort, writing, drawing, anything that's time-consuming is now seen as an inconvenience. I remember telling my therapist that my eating eating schedule and my diet just wasn't the best, and she told me to put all the ingredients that I have into ChatGPT and let it construct a meal schedule and some recipes for me. And it was a good idea, but to me it's just like, what about the thousands of food creators and influencers who spent hours making videos and recipes for that exact situation? Even the cookbooks that have been passed down from generations, what do you think happens to them if we're all just like, you know what, I can use AI? And the thing is, we can all collectively agree that we hate when people steal things without credit, but that's literally what AI does. It's fed by the work of people. The art it creates, the essays that it writes, the advice it gives you has all been modeled after people. It's quite literally powered by the people, except the people don't get paid. So to allow and welcome such an entity to assimilate into our society, into our day-to-day lives, is almost to advocate for the erasure of the work of humans. And a lot of y'all are in La La Land. You've convinced yourself that this system was put out to make life easier for you. Oh, they did this to make life easier, la 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 la. But just think about how the system can benefit off of people who have decided to shut their brains off. The people are stupid, the robots are smart, effort is wasteful, and convenience is the new way of life.
I just watched a video of a girl have an interview for a job where the interviewer was AI. And I want you to know that if I ever have to take a job interview where the interviewer is an AI, I'm immediately hanging up and giving a 1-star review on Google, Glassdoor, LinkedIn, and Indeed. So let me get this straight. You want me to roll up to this interview, excited and happy and pretending like I care, ready to talk to an AI for a job that is going to be forcing me to come in person, even though it could be done remotely, and then pretend to be busy for about 6 of the 8 hours that I'll be working there. And then the CEO is going to claim that no one wants to work because no one's rolling up to an interview to speak to an AI. I think the craziest part about AI being used to strip the general public of their basic jobs is that AI is probably better suited to take the boomer CEO owners' jobs. Think about it. Like, the AI could probably make better, faster, smarter calculated risks than those in those positions, and it would save the company and could be paid down probably about tens of millions of dollars a year.
I'm sure you've seen this, but Salesforce announced they're not hiring any more software engineers in 2025. And Zuck went on the Joe Rogan podcast to say that AI will replace mid-level coders by next year. Apparently, our first job is safer than our second. I know, it's confusing. Welcome to corporate America in the AI era. Here's what's actually happening. AI is getting really good at execution, not decision making. That puts mid-level engineers at risk. So goodbye 200K software engineering jobs. Because now AI can do that faster and cheaper and 24/7. For example, Salesforce is betting on their new AI platform, Agentforce, to do this in-house. Instead of investing in developers, they're investing in tools that can write their code for them. But entry-level engineers are still useful. They're cheaper, they help QA and debug and find edge cases. Someone has to tell the AI what to build. And senior engineers, they're safe now too. They lead teams, design systems, and make big picture decisions that AI just can't right now. So your safest moves are build a personal brand, learn how to leverage AI, not compete with it, get insanely good at the stuff that AI can't do. That's storytelling, marketing, leadership, and strategic thinking. If you want to stay relevant, don't just learn how to use the tools. Become the person the tools work.
Fiverr CEO just sent a cruel letter about being AI first to employees that was even worse than the Duolingo letter. He straight up told them because of AI, they were doomed. So doomed that they should scream hard in front of a mirror. He tells them if they do not become exceptional at what they do, they will lose their job in a matter of months. AI is coming for you, he says, and if you don't work yourself to death, you're doomed. He says easy tasks will no longer exist. What was considered hard will be the new easy, and what was considered impossible will become the new hard. Then he says, I'm not trying to scare you. He then ends the letter with a veiled threat, telling them to be his guest and ignore this message if they want. Look, Duolingo was only the beginning. Companies are not hiding it anymore. They're telling you that you need to be a super employee if you want to keep your job. But the irony is, even becoming a super employee won't save you, because the minute that they can replace you with AI, they will. So this movement is not just starting, it's picking up steam and going full speed ahead. And now CEOs like the CEO of Fiverr, the CEO of Duolingo, and the CEO of JP Morgan are throwing it in employees' faces. But to all these companies replacing their workers with AI, and to the Fiverr CEO for this cruel letter, you've just made the D3 list.
That's a video, guys. So I'm just here also to share my true sense, like what I think about today's video. AI is ruining people's life. Okay, So let's start with jobs. Okay, across every industry, from retail to tech, from healthcare to transportation, AI is replacing human labor. Self checkout machines in supermarkets, chatbots taking over customer service, AI algorithm writing code, editing videos, even writing articles. People are waking up to job losers, not because they were lazy or incompatible, but because they simply couldn't compete with machines that don't need food, rest, or paycheck. And the worst part is only the beginning. Jobs that require years of training and experiences are being automated overnight. It's not just about factory workers anymore. It's also lawyers, writers, translators, and teachers. Entire careers are being wiped out in silence, and people are struggling to find place in this new AI dominated world. But it doesn't end at work. AI is ruining people's lives too. Think about your daily routine, your social media feeds, your shopping recommendations, even the people you date. Algorithms are controlling more of your life than you realize. You might think you're making choices, but in reality, you're being guided, nagged, and manipulated by AI systems designed to predict and influence your behavior. They know what makes you click, what keeps you online, what makes you angry or sad, and they use the knowledge not to help you but to keep you hooked, to sell your attention to the highest bidder. It's not just about invasive, it's dangerous. We are living in a world where AI is slowly eroding our ability to think independently. It tells us what news to believe, what movies to watch, what products to buy. People are losing the ability to make organic decisions. It's like we are becoming prisoners in an invisible system that learns more about us every single second. The freedom to choose is becoming an illusion, and most people don't even realize it. Another thing is privacy. Almost non-existent. Find our facial recognition cameras are everywhere. Smart devices are listening, watching, recording every gig, every scroll, every voice command is being tracked, stored, and analyzed by AI. Your personal life is not really personal anymore, and the more you connect it to become, the more exposed we are. We are living in a smart homes while losing our privacy. Convenience has become a trade-off for control. You get faster answers, sure, but at what cost? Let's also talk about relationships. AI is even ruining human connections. People are turning to AI chatbots for companionship, dating app use algorithm to decide who's right for you. Filters, deepfake, and virtual influencers are making people feel insecure and disconnected from reality. Young people are growing up in a world where their self worth is based on likes, views, and match generated validation. We are beginning to lose the raw impacts, beautiful nature of real human interaction. AI does not love, AI does not feel, but people are starting to treat it like it does, and that's heartbreaking. Then there's the education system. AI tutors, AI grading tutors, AI analysis or analytics. Students no longer learning how to think critically. They're learning how to use tools that do the thinking of them. Creativity is taking a hit. Instead of developing original ideas, people are copying and pasting AI content. What happens to a generation that stops questioning and starts depending on entirely on the machine? Even in the workplace, AI is being used to track employers' productivity, monitors keystrokes, read emails, and evaluate performance. It's dehumanizing, of course. You are no longer a person, you are a data set, a performance score, a productivity number. The pressure to compete with AI creates anxiety, burnout, and depression. The workplace is becoming colder, more robotic, not because people change, but because the work system did. And there's a scary part, those who control AI control the future. The companies and government developing these systems hold in anonymous power, and they're not always transparent. They're deciding how AI is used, who it benefits, and who it believes to be behind. We are seeing a growing divide between the people who create AI and the profit from it. And the people who lives are being dismantled by it. If left unchecked, AI could ruin society structures as we know it economically, emotional, and ethnically. This video is not about fear, manging, telling you, okay? It's a wake up call where not say AI should be destroyed. We are saying it must be handled with responsibility. There is need to be transparency, accountability, and most importantly, limit. Human should always comment first, okay? It should come always come first. Not data, not speed, not profit. So what can we do? We can start by reducing our dependency on AI in everyday life. Use it as a tool, not as a replacement for your own thinking, your own creativity, your own relationship. Support registration. The process protect workers in privacy. Educate yourself in your community. Refuse to be controlled by a system that sees you as nothing more than a user or a product. We still have the power to shape our future, but only if we act. Let's not let AI ruin what we are as humans. Okay? So let me tell you another thing that I just came across, and it was like quite heartbreaking. A certain woman, she used to work okay at the customer service. So she came online crying that her role was replaced by an AI. So see how people are losing their jobs. Companies are not even giving instruct like exactly a thing what people need because people need jobs. You get my point. People need jobs at this point, but companies are going ahead to buy this AI because they know that they won't be giving workers money, and for them it's practicable because this is business. You don't have like to put a lot of money. You just have to the money which you are giving. You just have to um upgrade yourself and all that. Not thinking of what am I going to give my workers. Yeah, it's kind of crazy like that. So AI is ruining people's life in here. Like the situation is really bad. Okay. So we don't know where we're going, but we just have to be strong and keep believing that it will change. Yeah. We're just having fingers crossed so that maybe anything can come to change. But it is what it is. So that's the video for today. Kindly see you in the next episode.